And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 2019 Whitney M. Young Jr. Character Luncheon. I am meteorologist Greg Fields with WFAA, and I do have the pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies for this afternoon. Now, this luncheon benefits Circle 10 Council, Boy Scouts of America specifically. It benefits 3 of the Council's main outreach programs: the Trevor Reese Jones Scout Reach Program, the Learning for Life Character Education Program, and the Career-Based Exploring Program. Through your participation here today, we not only have the honor of recognizing 3 of Dallas's finest leaders and the What Does Character Mean to Me essay winners, but you'll also help fund the growing Trevor Reese Jones Scout Reach Program, the Learning for Life Program, and Exploring Programs of Circle 10 Council. Now, young people are dealing with many issues today, as we know. The goal of Circle 10 Council is to be a positive alternative, offering programs for youth that are designed in such a manner that the young person can grow to his or her fullest potential under the able leadership of a trained adult role model. Now, this mission of scouting is character development, citizen training, and physical fitness. The Scout Reach Exploring and Learning for Life programs are helping us accomplish this mission. Now, it is my pleasure to invite to the podium Circle 10 Council Vice President of Scout Reach and Chair of today's luncheon, Diane Jones-McVeigh. Diane has done an outstanding job of giving leadership to this event.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am pleased to be a part of this luncheon and to help recognize the outstanding leaders and organizations and students for the service they provide to our community. At this time, I would like to introduce some of our Circle 10 board members. And if you would please stand. If you're a board member, if you would please stand. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for your service and for allowing me to serve as Vice President of Scout Reach. It's an honor to work with you in this endeavor. Now, I would like to tell you a little bit about our outreach program that you are helping to support today with this luncheon. The Trevor Reese Jones Scout Reach program consists of 4 components that serve 12,849 underprivileged youth at a cost of $3,476,300 to Circle 10 in 2018. These 3 components are the Program Specialist component. This is where Circle 10 Council provides financial assistance to underprivileged youth in the areas of our community where adult leadership is a challenge. In these areas, we employ part-time scout leaders who provide consistent leadership for local youth. We currently have 65 part-time program specialists. The other program that you support is GAP funding for youth in traditional units. This component is where young members need some financial assistance to participate in their local scouting unit, but the unit has volunteer adult leaders. We provide a portion of the cost of the scouting experience. Things like uniforms, transportation, camp fees, books, etc. And then the third program is our middle school program. This is our newest one-of-a-kind program where we provide scouting to 6th, 7th, and 8th grade boys weekly at 4 middle schools in DISD. We currently are serving 2,200 students with 1 full-time and 6 part-time employees. In the School Learning for Life Character Education Program is designed to meet the needs of youth in school. It helps youth meet the challenges of growing up by developing character, good decision-making skills, and leadership skills. Circle 10 Council also provides a career education program called Exploring. This program is delivered through partnership with business organizations, state and local federal agencies, and civic organizations. Mentoring, hands-on learning, and community services are all part of the program that allow young people to explore the career field of their choice. As we begin our time together this afternoon, Justice K. Kimball High School, ROTC, and Scouts for our Scoutreach program will present the colors, followed by the singing of the national anthem by Cadet Faith Upshaw Mitchell, and the pledge and invocation by Star Scout Isaiah Gardner from Troop 8800, character of the Kiwanis Club of Pleasant Grove. After the invocation, please enjoy your lunch, Scouts, to the floor. Scouts, to the floor. Thank you.
Color, attention. Carry, color.
Please stand for the photo.
Forward, march. Left, 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 right. Left, 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 right. Left, color, right. March. Color guard, up. Up.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. O'er the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Forward, march. Left, 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 right, right, left, 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 right, right, left. Color mark. Hold. Fall out.
Please join in the pledge of allegiance. Salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please bow your head. Dear Lord, we thank you for all that you have provided for us. We thank you for our parents who have supported us and those who have helped us in scouting. I thank you for my scout friends who are here in the way. Help us to do good in school, at home, and in our neighborhoods. Help to keep my honor bright and help us to learn the integrity of our character is the most priceless possession. Help me to do my duty to you and my country, and to know that a good nation must be made for good men and women like these are here gathered today. Give us the strength to live up to the Scout oath and law, and the courage to live up to the high ideals of the world brotherhood of County. May I never tire the joy of helping others, nor will I look the other way when someone's in need. Bless the food for the nourishment of our body and our body in your service. Amen.
All right. I hope everyone is enjoying the lunch. Yes, a big round of applause for the Cedar Hill High School Jazz Band for the music they have provided during lunch. So hopefully you are enjoying it. If you haven't finished, please continue to enjoy your lunch as you finish that up as we begin our program. Now, because of some time constraints with our speaker for the afternoon, I do want to bring up Senator Royce West. Is he in the house? I think he is. I didn't see. Hello. See those bright lights? I couldn't see. Oh. So he's going to come up now.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I was telling Greg, I saw him this morning at 4:30. You know, I had the distinction of introducing a friend and someone I've been knowing for probably close to 40 years, ever since he was in college. And the fact of the matter is, when I was a young assistant district attorney, recruited him to the Dallas County District Attorney's Office and recommended to Mr. Wade that he hire John Crusoe. You know, John Crusoe was born in New Orleans. You can't tell because he don't talk like that. But he spent most of his youth in Houston, coming to Dallas in the 1970s. For those of you that have been to Houston, you're familiar with Frenchie's Chicken, right? Right? Okay, well, that's his family, all right? And many of us remember right there on, what's that, on Scott? On Scott, and right there by Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church, that used to be the place that many of us had lunch and dinner as we were attending our universities. He graduated, though, from the University of North Texas in 1978 and from Southern Methodist University School of Law in 1982. He's a retired judge and an award-winning lawyer with more than 3 decades of experience in the criminal justice system, including more than 21 years as a felony district judge. I can recall trying a case against John when I left the district attorney's office. I asked for a recommendation, and I said, John, I need a recommendation on this case, Diane. He said, yes, I'll give you 12 fair and impartial jurors in Dallas County. In addition to his trusted services on both sides of the bench, John earned a national reputation for his innovative work in drug courts, criminal justice reform, and evidence-based sentencing. I can attest to that because as a state senator, John was in Austin all the time, Raymond, making certain that he put different concepts before the legislature to consider. He regularly appears in the news. Lord knows he appears in the news regularly. He's on television as an expert on these and other criminal justice topics. He's lectured and taught courses at the National Drug Court Institute, the National Judicial College, and the National Center for State Courts. And that's not easy to become a lecturer for those particular distinguished organizations. John has lectured and directed seminars for the Texas Center for the Judiciary, the Texas Bar Association, and the National Association of Drug Professionals. After his retirement from the judiciary, Dallas County honored John by renaming its drug treatment facility the Judge John Crusoe Judicial Treatment Center in May of 2013. Let's give him a hand for that. Now, you've got to understand, the center provides an intensive residential program as an alternative to incarceration for Dallas County probationers. The facility coordinated with the Dallas County Supervision and Correction Department and Probation Department. The center works to ensure successful substance abuse treatment and reintegration into the community. And John did a lot of work in that particular area and frankly provided a lot of guidance to the legislature. D.A. Crusoe has received numerous local and national awards for his work and innovation and involvement within our community. He also volunteers on a number of national, state, and local boards. Scouts, friends of Scouts, I now present to you my friend, our District Attorney, John Crusoe.
Well, thank you for having me. Good afternoon. So before they named this facility the Judge John C. Crusoe Treatment Facility, it was named the Judicial Treatment Facility. And I was always wanting to get one or more of our judges into the facility. It's going to be named the Judicial Treatment Facility. But anyway, we've actually done that now for almost 30 years, provided comprehensive drug treatment. I don't know if you know that. It's a 300-bed facility. It's in Wilmer, and we have a great partnership with the city of Wilmer. It's state funded, some federal funds, and we provide substance abuse and mental health services there. And we have a very good track record of putting people through there. It's a 6-month program, and it's aftercare. And that's part of what we're doing in this community to keep our community whole, to reduce crime, and to save money. One of the things that we did was the Dallas County Divert Court. We started up a drug treatment court at the courthouse, and this was kind of one of the things that turned the state around and the legislature around. Back in 2005, the legislature, the senators and the state reps were told that you didn't have enough beds, prison beds at 150,000, you'd need 17,000 more. And obviously that's unsustainable. Everybody across the board, House, Senate, Republican, Democrat, rural, urban, everybody agreed that was unsustainable. And so the question is, what works? And we look back at the studies we did right here in Dallas County in the Divert Court, and we had a 68% reduction in recidivism. And for every dollar spent, we had $9.34 in avoided criminal justice costs. And that became the framework for structural change in the funding for prisons and for probation and for treatment for mental health services. And instead of building those 17,000 prison beds with the leadership of Senator Ellis, who was there at the time, Senator West, Senator Whitney, and our House delegation, we were actually able to not build those 17,000 beds, but to actually close 8 prisons. So we know that we can be successful. We know it's a question of where our focus is and what our commitment is, which is a good thing to start off with to talk here today when we're talking about the Boy Scouts. And first of all, thank you for the opportunity to share a portion of my day with you. I'm honored to be amongst like-minded individuals who constantly strive to improve our community with integrity and with compassion. Many of you may be familiar with my professional history. My contribution to my community is largely based on justice and fairness and integrity, words that we can live by. I have more than 3 decades of experience working in the criminal justice system, including, as mentioned, 21 years as a judge. And as you know, as the district attorney, I serve as the county's chief law enforcement officer. Just as anyone else, there have been times when I've made mistakes and suffered failures and setbacks. There have also been times, however, when I've had amazing success and accomplished things that change the trajectory of someone else's life for the better. In every scenario, I've been able to both learn from my failures and duplicate my successes by utilizing some of the very tenets of the Boy Scouts of America. The values that the Boy Scouts of America teaches our youth: self-reliance, integrity, bravery, kindness, and responsibility are values that will impact their lives, their families, and their communities. That's why I was excited and honored to be the keynote speaker at this event, because I very much identified with those values. One of my campaign themes was hard work and heart work. I said building a better criminal justice system and building a better community was both hard work and heart work. You can't have one without the other if you're going to truly make an impact. I found that one of those places that idea is most exemplified is in the Boy Scouts of America. Thanks to the Boy Scouts of America, its members, sponsors, volunteers, and partner organizations, youth around the world understand that a strong work ethic is just as important as compassion for others. And I'd like to kind of share that with you about compassion and strong work ethic. Give you some examples. I was at a facility in the Fair Park area, probably a couple of months ago, and it was a facility that served the homeless. And it was an enclosed facility. I think it was kind of rainy that day, and I was inside. And there were employees and, of course, the participants who were there to get meals and to be serviced. And a lady jumped up. You know, I keep a security team with me during the day, so when folks kind of jump, we all jump back, right? Because you don't know what's going to happen. And so I kind of took a step back, but she was one of the employees there. She had a top on her head and was dressed appropriately. And so anyway, she grabbed me and she says, "I can't believe you're here." And she told me her name. She said, "Do you remember me?" And I said, "No." She said, "Well, 20 years ago I came to your court and I had a long criminal record. And I came in there to do time and you wouldn't let me. You said that I needed to go to treatment." And that was quite common because the system, in many respects, is designed to create failure, especially if you have a criminal record. The assumption is you need to go get more time, when in fact the reality is you may need treatment. You may need substance abuse treatment. You may need mental health treatment. You could, very often with women, suffer from trauma, sexual trauma, physical, emotional trauma. And going to prison just reinforces that. It doesn't help it. But in any event, this woman told me that she came through and I wouldn't let her go take her time, and that she was now clean and sober and no more arrests for 20 years. It's 20 years ago. Well, that wasn't enough. 2 more jumped on me. And they were dressed the same way. They all worked there together, but they had, at varying years back, gone through the program, and they too were still clean and sober and no more arrests, though they presented with very long criminal records. But the problem was nobody had ever looked to see or asked, what's the problem? Whether you want to go or not, let's address it, and I'll be here to support you when you come back and to be supportive of your recovery and to help you integrate into society. What does integration into society mean for a person like that? It means a home. It means possibly rediscovering children. It means possibly rediscovering family. It means Thanksgiving. Instead of being alienated, you're welcomed in. It means that this Christmas season, instead of being alienated, you're welcomed in. I've got some relatives like that too. Okay, now, dude, don't worry about it. We'll catch you later. But guess what? Now they're welcomed in. They have a life. And that's what we mean by a work ethic, to stick with it with them, to hang in there with them, and compassion. Because that compassion aspect, I think, is something that we don't focus on enough. Because when we help someone like that, we help them, but it says something about us. When you are willing to say, I know that you've done wrong, and I know that you have a history of doing wrong, and I know that the whole system is designed to keep you tied up in it, but I'm going to find a place in my heart that you don't have in your heart for yourself, because that's usually a person who has given up on him or herself. When we can do that, that's true compassion. And when we exhibit that and practice that on an ongoing basis, we not only improve them, but we improve ourselves. It not only tells us about their character and what they can do, but it tells us about our character and what we can do. And when we talk about Boy Scouts, and we talk about integrity, and we talk about character, and we talk about building those and making those things a part of our lives and who we are and what our community becomes, I think that we're working together on principles and lives and how we are to see this community. And so, even though the Boy Scouts of America gives our youth the skills to maintain self-reliance, excel academically, and eventually be professionally successful, you all ensure that they have compassion for mankind so as to expand the effect of the skills taught. Hard work enhances hard work and vice versa. One without the other can be the difference between success and failure, and in my world, unfortunately, life and death. Just as I have committed to justice for all, regardless of background or economic status, the Boy Scouts of America has made the effort and been successful in instilling the need for both hard work and hard work among all youth. Oftentimes in society, families who are broken or poor get left behind. They don't get the resources others do because they can't afford them, don't know about them, or don't even know they need them. The Boy Scouts of America has made themselves accessible to youth from all backgrounds, impacting many who need their guidance the most, which is something we all have in common. There is no job, volunteer or paid, that can be done correctly without the principles of the Boy Scouts of America. The great reach that the Boy Scouts of America has globally, nationally, and of course locally has made a profound impact on not only my line of work, but society as a whole. I'm thankful for the Boy Scouts and those who support the organization. I'm especially proud of the young men you have produced, thereby making society better and safer for us all. And we all, especially all of us in the criminal justice system, appreciate the hard work that each of you put into the youth and the development of our youth in this community on an individual basis or a group basis. And we appreciate what you mean to the Boy Scouts of America, because every single one of our young folk who come up and instill those values and practice those values becomes a contributing member to society. And in my line of work, that's what we want to see. And we want to know more about them. And we want to lift them up. And we want to lift you up for being a part of it. And so thank you for having me, and have a great day, and congratulations for all you do. Thank you.
Let's give our district attorney another hand.
John Creusot, on behalf of the Circle 10 Council and the 58,000 scouts that we serve every year, especially the 13,000 Scout League scouts, thank you for being here today. We'd like to present you a portion of the
Thank you. And we need some rain.
Okay, so if you guys didn't hear that, can I bring some warmer weather? And I was saying, no, I cannot. I am only the messenger, so please don't shoot me. And please don't ask for snow. I have to charge for snow questions, okay? All right, we are going to continue. We are going to continue with our program. It is now time to introduce Darcy Anderson. She's an executive board member of Circle 10 to present some special recognitions.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you everyone for being here today. We greatly appreciate your joining us. It gives me great pleasure to recognize our sponsors of today's luncheon. And we've got a number of our sponsors who are invaluable to both this luncheon as well as our three programs that we've talked about earlier. Many of them have been with us for several years as staunch supporter of these programs. You can see them listed there in your program. Would all of those who are listed in the program as a first class, star, and life sponsor, please stand up and be recognized. Thank you for your support and thank you for your generosity. I'd also like to ask all the Platinum and Eagle sponsors to stand up as I call your name, and I'd ask our audience to please hold your applause until all the names have been called. The leadership sponsors are Nancy Ann Hunt and Susan Harris of Atmos Energy. Are they here? Great. I asked to hold your applause and I applauded, so can't teach myself anything. Secondly, Liz Minyard of the Dallas Foundation. And Scott Moore of PricewaterhouseCoopers. And Ross Pro Jr., who could not be with us today, but a donation on behalf of Hillwood and himself. So on behalf of the Circle 10 Council, we thank all of you very much, again, for supporting this event and all of the young people that we serve. So some of you may be wondering, how can I help? How can you help? On your table, there's a little card that says text to give. We're moving into the new age here with digital medium. So it's easy for you to text. Simply text the word give, G-I-V-E, that's how you spell give, to 214-531-6052. It's on your little card. 214-531-6052. You'll receive a reply that has a link to a site that you can then submit your donation. Simply follow the instructions on the site and give your gift. We've made this easy. You may also choose the traditional pledge card method, which also supports these programs. There's a pledge card on the table. And if you'd like, just fill out the pledge card with your name, address, phone number, and the amount of money that you'd like to give. Sign the card, tear off a little portion for your records, and the council will send you an invoice as a follow-up. So if you want to do it by way, the old-fashioned way, and fill out the card, that's great, but just hold it up and someone here from the Boy Scouts will come by and pick that up. So it's now my pleasure to introduce Liz Minyard. She's a member of the Learning for Life Committee and also Circle 10 Council Executive Board Member. Thank you.
Thank you, Dorsey, and good afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to present the recipients of Circle 10's annual What Does Character Mean to Me? Essay contest that we have to recognize. Tonight we're going to recognize 2 deserving students and also give the William H. Spurgeon III Award to an outstanding adult exploring advisor. Would President of Learning for Life, Linus Wright, please come up. He's also Vice President of Scout Reach. Diane Jones McVeigh, and our own Scout Executive and CEO of Circle 10 Council, Sam Thompson, join me on the stage, please. Our first recognition is to those students selected as winners of the What Does Character Mean to Me essay contest. These students competed against other students across Dallas ISD and were selected by members of the Learning for Life Committee. Each student we recognize today will receive a $500 check to go towards an education savings account. Let me read a small portion of each student's essay as they come to the stage. Our first recipient is Caroline Cooper, who is in the 5th grade at Edward Montessori School. Here are some of her comments. To have good character means you have to have good intent, not just towards yourself, but others as well. Gratefulness, kindness, and respect also represent good character. In short, good character means you're a good person. No one has all good character or bad character. Everyone, which I particularly like this part, is a big mess of a mix of both. Character does not develop overnight. It takes time. You must learn and grow in order to discover your character. Please help me recognize Caroline. Our next recipient is Rafael Hernandez Perez, who is in the 9th grade at Barack Obama Male Leadership Academy. As he comes up, here are some of his comments. Character means what a man does when no one is looking. It means striving to be the best version of yourself. It means helping whoever needs help and that extra push towards success. One can't help others without taking care of themselves. I can't help a fellow peer without understanding it myself. It means improving myself with every life experience. It means gaining connections so that I won't be alone on this path. This is what character means to me. Will you please help me welcome Rafael to the stage? The William H. Spurgeon III Award is the highest recognition for an individual or organization who contributes significant leadership to our Exploring program. This year's recipient is firefighter John Barrett. John began his fire service career 28 years ago as an explorer with the Denver, Colorado Fire Department. Since 1999, he has held various roles in public safety, including public safety cadet, 911 dispatcher, volunteer, paid on-call, and career firefighter. Now in his 17th year in the fire service, John currently serves as the lieutenant in the Community Outreach and Education Office, as well as runs the Fire Explorer program with Plano Fire Rescue. In 2008, John started an effort to preserve the lessons that we've learned and the information gained from the fire service line of duty death. In 2011, he founded the annual Dallas 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb. And in 2014, he co-founded the Association of Memorial Stair Climbs. John is also creator of the Fire Service Mentor, a Facebook page, website, and movement that strives to identify the essence and the courage of the delivery of monitoring in the fire service. It is my pleasure to ask Explorer Post Advisor John Barrett from Post 215, sponsored by the Plano Fire Department, to please come forward to receive his award. The next person that was going to help give out awards was Judge Cheryl Williams. Unfortunately, she called and said that she is stuck in court and can't get away. And I guess when you're the judge, it's kind of hard to get away. So I'm going to take over her role. Let's see, I have to get back on page 2. All right, I'm going to help present the Whitney M. Young's Junior Service Award that is presented to individual volunteers or organizations who have made outstanding contributions towards implementing scouting and its ideals in low-income areas with a local council. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to 2 outstanding citizens who are making a difference in our community by providing scouting opportunities to youth. Our first recipient is Rick Callahan. Would you please come forward? So I'm going to read a small portion of his bio. Rick Callahan was first elected to the Dallas City Council in 2013. While he could have served 1 more term, he decided to call it quits after 3 terms, seeing that the council seat would have good representation. He went to focus more on his job and real estate. He fondly remembers for comparing Quick Trip to Gucci. Mr. Callahan left a powerful legacy in Pleasant Grove, including spending $100 million in bond dollars in Southeast Dallas, which is unprecedented. He also left a legacy for scouting. Mr. Callahan served as a member of the Cimarron District Committee, where he assisted in raising funds to be sure that scouts in East Dallas would receive a quality scouting program. During his tenure at Cimarron and helping 4,000 youth in Southeast Dallas, under his leadership, the Cimarron District volunteers consistently raised their share of the funds needed to provide a quality program. It is our pleasure to present the Whitney M. Young Jr. Service Awards to Rick D. Callahan.
I just want to say thank you on behalf of me and my scouts, and I got a lot of them back here. Could I get my scouts in Pleasant Grove? Would you guys please honor us by standing there? And I want to thank their leader, Christina Parks, too. Christina, so they've done a great job. If I could just take just a quick personal aside. When we started about 6 years ago, we may have had 800 or 900 scouts. When I left, we had over 3,300 Boy Scouts. And we also were fair on the girls' side. We only had about 60 on the girls' side, and we left with about 850 girls. So that's very important to a challenged economic community like Pleasant Grove in Southeast Dallas. And I really felt like it was important to get the kids involved and keep them involved. And that was a good opportunity for them to not get into trouble. So we're just really, really blessed about that. And just also want to have a nod to my friend Senator Les for getting me involved in the advisory council and the leadership aspects of it, because it was very beneficial the time that I served. So thank you so much. And thank you, Boy Scouts of America. And I also want to congratulate my other recipient there. He's one of our middle school principals there at the Young Men's Leadership Academy in Pleasant Grove. Does a fine job working with the boys. So thank you very much.
Our next recipient is Dr. Christopher Barksdale. Dr. Christopher Barksdale is the proud principal of the Young Men's Leadership Academy at Fred Lawrence Middle School in the Pleasant Grove area. He has served in education for 13 years as a teacher, coach, assistant principal, and principal. Dr. Barksdale comes from a family of several educators and being volunteered in local schools at early age. He received his bachelor's degree in childhood education from Long Island University. He received a master's degree in education from Texas Southern University. He also received a doctorate degree in education leadership, specializing in superintendency from the University of Houston. In 2014, Dr. Barksdale partnered with Circle 10 to provide a unique experience to students at his school. He used the scouting program during the regular school day to help provide leadership and character training to the young men at the Young Men's Leadership Academy. Congratulations to you.
Good afternoon. It is truly a privilege and an honor to stand before you today. To the Executive Board of the Boy Scouts, to Senator Royce West, we want to say thank you for your partnership. You guys are truly helping us live out our mission and our vision by developing the next generation leaders. We are changing the lives in Pleasant Grove and doing great things, and it's through the partnership of the Boy Scouts. So we want to say thank you, and again, this is truly an honor.
This was Cheryl's. So I think you did excuse me, our executive and CEO is Sam Thompson.
Thank you very much. Well, I love following Dr. Barksdale on the podium. Wow, what a wonderful afternoon. Congratulations to our award recipients. Both of those young people, you truly have character, because neither one of them asked me for their $500. But we'll get you before you leave, I promise. We'll get you your $500. So thank you all for being here with us today. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to support scouting. I'll tell you a little bit about Circle 10 Council. We serve over 58,000 young people across 24 counties in North Texas and South Oklahoma. We couldn't be prouder of our leaders and especially our kids. We continue to grow, we continue to do great things, and in the Scout Reach arena, we do even better things. Of those 58,000 kids that are scouts, almost 13,000 of them are what we call Scout Reach scouts. And these are kids that would not normally be exposed to scouting, except if it wasn't for the dollars that we generate every year to provide for them. And we buy books and hats and uniforms and send them to camp and hopefully change their lives for the better in any way that we can. Thank you to the board members who are being here. Thank you to the sponsors that are here. I do want to recognize Diane McVeigh. And Diane, I'm not going to say goodbye to you. I'm just only going to bid you adieu, because goodbye is forever. And when you bid someone adieu, you know they will come back. So Diane has been on our board for 20 plus years, on our executive board. In the most recent future, the last few years, she has served as our Scout Reach Committee Chairman, and she has really taken us to an entirely different level. This program could not have existed without Diane's leadership, and for that we are eternally grateful, Diane. Thank you so much. Flower. I'd also like to thank Greg for being here, being our master of ceremonies. This is his second year in a row, so he's no longer a tenderfoot. He's now a second-class scout. I gave him a little lapel pin this afternoon, and we have a gift for you. I gave Greg a lapel pin to make him an honorary member of the Circle 10 Council. No longer are you tenderfoot, you're now a second-class scout. So really nice to meet you. And I know that John is gone, but what inspiring words. And you can really see the passion and hear the passion in his voice for not only our community, but the people in our community. And I also handed John a lapel pin today and asked him if he would like to be an honorary member of the Circle 10 Council, and he said absolutely he would, and he appreciates us giving him the time to be here, and he appreciates each and every one of you for your support. So, without further ado, I will turn the podium over for closing comments to Dr. Linus Wright, past retired superintendent at Dallas Independent School District, good friend to Scouting, and he told me at the table this is his 40th year on our executive board. So, Linus, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam, and good afternoon. What a thrill it is to hear words from the district attorney and his philosophy of criminal justice and how it ties in with Scouting, and Dr. Barksdale and his appreciation for Scouting and how it improves the education system. I want to thank both of them. Citizens like that, the Scouting program will continue to succeed. And Greg, we appreciate you, and congratulations on becoming a second class. I want to take this time to thank the Whitney and Young Committee, the Learning for Life Committee, and our staff for the program that they put together. They worked thousands of hours to make this a huge success. A little history. The Boy Scouts of America was created in America over 100 years ago. It was created by the Congress of the United States as an educational institution. Circle 10 Council, one of many in the United States, one of the largest and the best. For that reason, we're having an outstanding Scout executive in Sam Thompson and the best Scout Board in America. They worked long and hard to provide programs for 58,000 young people in our council. The Learning for Life program provides values in our schools program. Values like respect for authority, honesty, integrity. Things that make the best citizens, that's the leadership. Circle 10 Council is proud, as you've heard many times, of the 13,000 young people that have an opportunity for the Scouting program because of you and your support. We have the largest outreach program in America. We also have the largest program for at-risk youngsters. For those that are special needs youngsters. Circle 10 Council has more Eagle Scouts than any council in America. We're proud of that. In closing, I want to thank all of you, our community leaders, our parents, all of you are examples of what Scouting is all about. Thank you for being here today and supporting this program. With your help, we'll continue to make this nation better, one child at a time. So as you leave, I wish you a safe trip home, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.